Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to the Everything is Bad New Fangled Motion Picture Show.
Welcome back, one and all, to the latest episode of the Everything is Bad Newfangled Motion Picture Show. I'm your host, Niall.
And I'm Nolan.
And today we're going to be reviewing the latest and greatest and perfectly framed, phantasmical setting movies by Wes Anderson. That would be Asteroid City. So we're going to do a spoiler-free review and then give you a spoiler warning and go more in depth into it after that.
Yeah.
And there's apparently a cat jumping on some cardboard box over there, so I don't know if the mics... I doubt the mics are picking that up.
If you hear weird noises, it's a cat.
Yep. So anyway, Wes Anderson. A weirdo, let's be honest.
Yeah.
Kind of an odd guy. Did you ever go look up a picture of him?
Yeah.
Okay, so you see what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Where, like, the first time I saw a picture of him, I was like, I had no idea what Wes Anderson looked like, but somehow that is exactly it.
Yeah.
That's exactly what I was expecting.
It looks like he, really wants to be French.
Yes.
So, anyway, I generally like Wes Anderson movies. They're just usually just interesting movies and there's always just something interesting about them. And this one was pretty good. I do have a complaint, and it's kind of a major one, and that is this framing device that is set up around the movie. So within the frame of the movie, Asteroid City is a play. And anytime you're watching anything going on in Asteroid City, you're watching a play. And they'll intercut these segments where there's like a TV special about the production of the play. And I think the movie would be better without those.
Yes, I agree.
They upset the pacing of the movie, for one thing. And with this, and they're presenting the knowledge that what you're watching is a play, it ruins the fantastical element of Asteroid City. In that, okay, none of this is real, it's all a play.
Yeah.
And then a lot of the purpose of these segments seem to be to inform the audience as to the thoughts going through the heads of the characters in Asteroid City, as if Wes Anderson thought we were too dumb to realize, yes, this guy is experiencing grief for the loss of a loved one, and these people's whole world is turned upside down because there's an alien.
Yeah.
And then alternatively, they could have just been there because he wrote the movie. He's like, oh, damn, I didn't write a role for Edward Norton or
Bryan Cranston.
Was Bryan Cranston been in any other of his movies?
I don't know.
Or Adrian Brody.
Adrian Brody, yeah.
Right, because those are two characters that only appear in these segments.
Yeah, and they're in, all of his movies.
Right. Whereas every other character is in both because you see the actors and then you see the role that they play. And, yeah, honestly, in the writing process, he should just cut all those segments out and just had the Asteroid City as the setup and the whole movie take place there and not have these other segments. They feel, to me, makes the movie feel disjointed.
Yeah.
And they don't feel like they fit, and I think they really take away from the better part of the movie, which is the stuff at Asteroid City.
I mean, they would have, if they had done that, or if he had done that, he would have had to find a way to stretch some other scenes throughout there. Because the movie's pretty short.
Yeah, the movie is an hour and 40-something, I think. And they take up maybe a third of the movie. Maybe not that much. Maybe a quarter of the movie are these segments.
Yeah, I mean, Wes Anderson movies are generally pretty short.
They don't overstay the
I don't
welcome.
I don't think there's ever been one that's
But he
2
might have,
hours.
had to extend some stuff to make it a feature-length runtime. I think he could have done that, though.
Yeah.
But yeah, other than that, I really enjoyed the movie, and Jeffrey Wright is always a highlight of the movies. He plays this general.
Yeah.
who's just got some great lines in it.
He plays it like he always plays characters so straight faced. Who like the very concept of their character is just so ridiculous.
Yeah,
And that juxtaposition is always funny.
right. Because he always has like really complex but funny dialogue,
Yeah.
and then he's just totally straight with it. Like his delivery is just real serious.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, it's a very much a Wes Anderson movie. Like the whole thing looks like it's shot on a model. Like the intro to the movie is very clearly like an HO gauge train,
Like model train, yeah.
train, and that they're filming, and you know it's like very much a miniature, and the whole thing feels like it's set on a model.
Yeah, something I noticed here on the banner ad. So there's the 3 characters that only appear in the documentary sequences, which are all in black and white. They're there in black and white. There's Bryan Cranston, there's Adrian Brody, and then there's Edward Norton. Boop, boop, boop. Every other character also appears in the color segments, but these 3 only appear in the black and white segments.
Yeah. But I mean, typical Wes Anderson stuff. Everything is like very precisely framed. There's like no dolly shots.
No, there's lots of dolly shots, just side to side.
Okay, well, what was it?
I
mean, there was.
He doesn't use zooms.
Yeah, there was a few
he
shots.
used like full camera movements.
Yeah, there was a lot of shots where the camera just rotated, like pivoted in place.
Yeah, okay, so those are pans, but there were a lot of dolly shots side to side, but no, like, I don't think there were any trucks, like, in and out, or zooms. But, yeah, he does a lot of, like, pans and dolly shots.
Imagine Wes Anderson.
If the camera moves at all.
Imagine Wes Anderson playing Doom, and, like, he only ever... Like, he doesn't use the forward and back keys.
He just strafes.
Just strafes everywhere and stays perfectly parallel to, like, orthogonal coordinates on the map.
Yeah. But, yeah, there's, like, if the camera moves at all, they're very precise and everything. Like, everything if you've seen Wes Anderson movies, you know what we're talking about. Just everything is, like, very precise in the way it's framed and everything. There's no, like, accidents of shooting in Wes Anderson movies. And every like characters just like shot like head on or in profile. There's very little like angles other than that. But yeah, this is it's interesting to watch at the very least. So I recommend it especially if you like Wes Anderson.
Yeah.
You'll like this. Just like I said, my only complaint is I think those segments that are like the documentary of the making of the play or whatever, I think they detract from the movie, and I think the movie would have been better if they were cut out. So yeah, that's all I gotta really say without spoiling anything.
Yeah. So there was one thing in there. Oh, you know who we didn't see in this? That we see in like all of his movies is Benicio del Toro. Hasn't he been in several of his?
He was in the French Dispatch. I know Bill Murray was supposed to play the role that Steve Carell plays, but he had to back out because he was ill.
Oh, okay.
Otherwise, this is the only movie I think of his that hasn't had Bill Murray. And yeah, they had to recast him like at the last minute with Steve Carell.
But yeah, so that but anyway, yeah, so the there was one thing that was like a constant thing throughout, like in several parts of the movie that never resolved. We never got an answer about. I mentioned that in the spoiler section. It was weird because there wasn't ever any payout for it.
Okay.
But yeah, I don't know. I thought this movie was pretty funny, pretty charming. I liked it. I think I liked it better than French Dispatch.
Yeah, French Dispatch. There were
French Dispatch felt like a long movie, but they're like the exact same runtime.
Yeah, well, I think one or two of the segments of French Dispatch were just kind of boring, and so it felt like a drug. But there were one or two segments that were really good in that. But anyway, so I think we can throw up a spoiler warning here and talk about. So what was it that you were?
The police chase?
Oh yeah, the police chase. There's this random police chase, a police car and a police motorcycle are chasing a car, and they're like
shooting at each other.
But they're they're all like 5 feet apart. If that, they just drives through the town several times throughout the movie, and it doesn't.
And flies through it at one point.
Yeah, they do it with an airplane later on, but nothing happens with that, and it doesn't resolve. It's really strange.
Yeah.
But yeah, the Asteroid City segment is all these people are gathered together in this spot in the road in the Mojave Desert, where an asteroid landed, and the government keeps some space surveillance outpost there as well. And so it's just sort of this tourist trap, but all these people are there. A lot of them are there for this junior space cadets and stargazers, award thing, and all these genius kids have invented stuff for the government. Anyway,
and it's the 50s. So
yeah,
there's a lot of jokes about sticking it to the Reds and whatnot.
Right, and so while they're all there, and there's also an astronomical event that happens every however many years, 70 years or something like that. Or, no, it's less than that because Tilda Swinton's character saw it when she was a child, so it's 30 years or something.
Yeah.
Every time it happens. And they call up the ellipses,
yeah,
where these three
cosmic ellipses.
Cosmic ellipses. Yeah, these three dots appear in a row in the sky, and it looks like an ellipses, which is the 3 periods in a row. And so while they're there, gazing upon this UFO comes down, and this claymation alien gets out, and it kind of looks at them all and picks up the asteroid.
God,
the asteroid's the size of a basketball, by the way.
Yeah, it reminded me of Prometheus and Bob.
Oh yeah.
From Kablam.
Yeah, Nickelodeon. Anyway, the asteroid's the size of a basketball. And it carries it and takes it away. And so now everything's all locked down by the government, and they're all stuck there, and the general he comes in, he opens this envelope with this message from the president.
He's furious.
No, well, that was after the leak.
Oh yeah.
He says they have things they have to first, we must ascertain whether or not the alien came from a planet defined as Earth. It did not. It throws the card away, and the next one is ascertain whether or not the alien is in league with enemies of the United States government. Did it look like it was working with the Russians or the Red Chinese? Didn't appear that way to me, sir. Didn't to me either. All right.
Yeah.
But yeah, there was and then at the end of the movie, or near the end of the movie, the UFO comes back, and the alien just chucks the asteroid out of the spaceship. It flies away, and they go over, and they turn it over, and there's writing on the bottom of the asteroid, and the general's it's been cataloged.
Yeah, it's a weird, that was a weird, and the whole part where that whole ending sequence is just so bizarre. It felt like he didn't know how to end the movie.
Yeah, the third act was weird.
Another person though who only appears. I don't remember if you mentioned was Willem Dafoe. Did you mention?
No.
Yeah, Willem Dafoe only appears in the black and white sequences, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
But I don't see him in this ad photo.
What about Willem Dafoe?
No.
No? Okay.
Anyway, I forget where
You're just talking about how weird the third act was.
Yeah, I don't know. I had something
came
to
back and chucked it out.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah. So like, the ending was really weird. And it kind of went to this whole like existential thing with like Jason Schwartzman's character as the actor, like not understanding his character's role in the play or something like that, and it's supposed to reflect the like what like the character in the play was feeling, I guess. And I don't know, it was just all odd. And yeah, and it felt like an ending where like you didn't know how to end the movie.
Yeah.
Oh, one joke that was funny was at the beginning when it has like the train coming in and it's carrying this nuclear warhead. And it says, "Do not detonate without permission from the president."
Yeah. Oh man.
So yeah, there's a lot of there's some pretty funny stuff in here, especially like jokes like Cold War era kind of jokes,
Which is right up our alley.
Yeah.
That like nuclear age, Cold War stuff. That's why we like Fallout so much.
Yeah.
Should we review the Fallout series after it comes out? I know it's not a movie, but
Yeah, maybe.
Oh,
and if you're really interested in from the trailer when Scarlett Johansson says, "I do a nude scene," you want to see it? She does do a nude scene.
Yeah.
I was reading and it's very brief. I was reading she had said something about how like she was totally fine with doing a nude scene.
Wes Anderson was super uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw that article.
Yeah, and she was like, he made it weird because he was weird about it.
Wes
Like
Anderson makes everything weird.
he was uncomfortable, and she was like totally fine. But then like when he's uncomfortable, it makes the whole thing uncomfortable.
It's weird to think Wes Anderson might be a prude.
Yeah, maybe he's just not comfortable around nude women he doesn't know well. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, well, the weird thing to me is, like, if he was so uncomfortable, it didn't add anything to the... Like,
no,
they could have shot around it.
They easily could have shot around it.
And it
all we
would
have to
not have lost anything from the movie.
All we have to know is that she got nude in that scene.
Yeah. In front of...
And we don't... in front of Jason Schwartzman's character. Yeah. And we don't need to know anything else. We don't actually need to see it to confirm it.
Yeah, that was a weird decision. If it made him that uncomfortable, it's weird that he went forward, that he would write it. Like, I don't know.
Right. I mean, I personally wouldn't have not have had her, get nude.
Because like without that, this movie could have easily been PG-13, right?
Yeah, I mean, I assume it's R, but like just because of that, if it is.
It's always weird to me.
No, it's PG-13.
Oh, okay. Well, I guess it was like...
It was blurred.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it wasn't like a clear shot. It was a blurry image. But it's Scarlett Johansson.
I mean, I don't understand, like...
Because there's no swearing or anything in the movie.
It didn't, but like in the nude scene didn't add anything. Like, her specifically being nude on camera didn't add anything to the movie.
Right. I mean, for the story, yes, she got nude.
Yeah.
But we didn't need to see it to add anything. It was, I'm not saying I mind, but it wasn't like a important thing. If it was going to be so awkward for Wes Anderson, they could have shot around it.
Yeah.
What's funny though is, so her character is a famous actress, and so like anytime anything comes up about her specifically, and there's just like a bunch of guys gathered around, they all just like repeat her name, like all longingly, like Midge Campbell. That's her character's name. And so like at one point, like the journal's like, rumor has it that he has a nude picture of her, and they're like, oh, Midge Campbell.
So I saw on the IMDb Facebook page, they ranked all of Wes Anderson's movies like based on their IMDb rating, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or their IMDb score. And number 1 is Grand Budapest Hotel, which I agree with. That's easily his best movie, in my opinion.
Yeah, it's a pretty good one.
But what's weird to me, that's kind of weird to think about. So, like, Wes Anderson is easily the most successful art house director, right? Like currently making movies.
Yeah, I guess so.
I think it's a pretty fair statement.
Yeah, I guess so. I think his movies are
Like they're artsy in a way, but accessible.
yeah, and I don't know what kind of budget his movies get, but
Yeah, I mean, I'd imagine most of it goes to casting, because
it's made over 18 million in the box office. That's somewhere he could have saved money, is cutting out a little bit of the cast.
well, he's not gonna not have Adrian Brody and Edward Norton in his movie.
Yeah,
And Willem Dafoe.
that's why I feel like he wrote those segments just so they can. They can be
I
in the
mean, yeah,
movie.
they could have been like they could have easily been some of the other characters in Asteroid City.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, they could have been they could have easily been like amongst those cowboys, musicians, or something.
Yeah, but that one Montana or whatever, he had like a very specific
Look.
look.
I mean, yeah, he needed to look like those like singing cowboy.
Even though the
actors.
actor is British.
Right, but he has that like rugged but clean look of like the singing cowboy
Yeah.
actor, right?
Right.
Yeah, that it was a very specific look, and they got it. What was that all about over there? I tried to open up a new IMDb tab, and it
Yeah, it wanted me to sign up for the
the paid
Pro.
okay,
I was just trying to find out if it listed
the budget.
the budget anywhere.
Yeah, you have to, for that information. Yeah, it's behind a paywall on IMDb, but there's other
Mhm.
websites that list that stuff. But yeah, anyway, so what I was getting at though is what's weird to me is that he only has one movie that's rated over an 8 on IMDb, and that's Grand Budapest Hotel, and the
Yeah.
rest are like for the most part are 7.1 and lower, which like feels low overall. Like his average score is like a 7 out of like all the movies he has as far as his writing and directing credits, because I think he has a writing credit on every movie he's
Yeah, Isle of
directed.
Dogs is 7.8.
Yeah, it's like so it's like Grand Budapest Hotel and Isle of Dogs, and then like they drop down to like 7.4 and then lower from
Yeah,
there.
I haven't seen all of his movies. I know that a lot of people like Fantastic Mr. Fox was not the movie a lot of people expected it to be, so it kind of bombed because of that.
So as I recall, because I was a teenager when that came out, I think, right?
Yeah.
What year was that? I feel like, as I recall, the advertising for it made it seem like it was more of a kids movie than it was.
Right, because it really wasn't a kids movie. It was entertaining though. I remember it came on TV one time, and
According to Wikipedia, Asteroid City's budget was $25 million. So figure $50 million with advertising.
yeah, it's
It'll make that back easily. Made 18. Was that domestic or global?
that was global.
And that was just
Gross worldwide was 18.
It was just over the weekend, so
Yeah, so
It'll make that
hopefully it makes it back.
it will. I mean, he might not make it all back in the theater, but this is the kind of movie that I think a lot of people will be like, I'll wait till I can watch it at home.
Yeah, probably. Anyway,
I was gonna say though, I gotta say, I think they learned their lesson with the advertising for when they did Isle of Dogs though, because the advertising for that did not make it seem like it was gonna be like a kids claymation animated movie.
no. Which is good because I think kids would be bored by Isle of Dogs. I liked Isle of Dogs, but
Yeah. So anyway, next movie, Indiana Jones.
yep. And the Dial of Destiny.
Do we wanna mention anything about the premiere night of that?
Nah.
Go watch a clip. Go watch the clips of Spielberg introducing the movie
Yeah.
at the premiere.
It's
It's something else.
it's
man.
something else.
It was awkward.
Yeah, for one person in particular.
So, yeah. So I'm looking up. I'm on Fandango right now because I'm just gonna get tickets for Indiana Jones for this weekend,
Mm-hmm.
and it's 66% fresh rating. They have, the Rotten Tomatoes score on there.
Okay, not terribly high, but
It's better than I was expecting because I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure. What was the last one? Crystal Skull.
yeah.
Pretty sure Crystal Skull is net like a rotten movie, below 50.
Yeah, well, it was pretty bad. All right, so then after that we got Mission Impossible: Dead Reckoning Part 1.
Yep.
Then man, there's a lot of like random stuff coming out. Oppenheimer.
Dude, I love how the internet has decided that just because Oppenheimer and Barbie, two movies made by different studios entirely, are releasing on the same day, that they need to be associated and memed together. I've seen so many memes like involving both those movies together. Like, what was that one with the Beverly, or the Barbie dream house appears in Beverly Hills,
Right, and then like
and it is like the
Oppenheimer.
the Christopher Nolan has an opportunity for some really funny marketing right now,
Yeah,
or something like that.
yeah. Then after that we got Haunted Mansion, which
I've
might be
seen
fun.
Nothing about.
we saw a trailer when we went to see Asteroid City.
I don't remember that. Was I in the bathroom?
Maybe.
I don't remember seeing that.
Um,
The thing is, like, I don't care enough. Like, I'll go see it because, like, whatever. But I don't care enough to like go seek it out myself.
Anyway,
It's just presented to me automatically.
Gran Turismo. I don't know if I.
that?
I don't know if I care.
I kind of don't.
That same week as Last Voyage of the Demeter.
That I do want to see. I think that'll be pretty cool. And I'm not like you. You know, we're not big into like horror movies.
I like the concept of what it is, though.
Yeah.
Blue Beetle. I'm not a big Blue Beetle fan. That's a DC movie. I don't know how it's even going to fit into the DC movies going forward. And then also, I was told that by the internet that if I'm not Hispanic, I shouldn't see it. So
I saw that they announced new casting for Superman and Lois
okay,
Lane, right?
yeah.
For like a new Superman. I don't know if it's a new movie or a new show or something. But I was thinking, like, I saw that and I was like, if this is for a new movie, that's just like more evidence on like DC has this problem where they come out with movies that like are not connected to their overall extended universe.
Yeah.
Or they like have different I don't know.
And we got Equalizer 3. Expendables.
I hate that so much, dude. Oh my god, I hate that.
Let's see.
You think 9:10 in the morning is too early to see Indiana Jones on a Saturday or on a Sunday?
9:10? I mean, we went to 9:20 or whatever for.
Went to 10:20.
10:20.
For
Oh,
Asteroid City.
yeah. 9:10. Yeah, that's a little.
Feels a little early.
A little early. Yeah. I didn't think they even opened till 10.
I think they
Made an
are
exception?
because it's a holiday weekend.
Oh yeah.
When is Dune 2 Part 2? That's November, right?
November 3rd.
Hell yeah, brother. May your blade chip and shatter.
Untitled Sony Marvel movie, November 8th.
That's got to be Craven, right?
No, because that's up here.
Oh.
October 6th.
What else have they announced?
Is this Heart of Darkness actually like based off of Heart of Darkness, the book?
It's a documentary that's the making of...
Well, I know that they made that the making of Apocalypse Now is called Heart of Darkness because Apocalypse Now is based on Heart of Darkness. Right. I watched that documentary.
Was it better than Apocalypse Now?
I mean, it was interesting. It was shot by Coppola's wife. Coppola's son actually was a co-writer on Asteroid City.
I saw that.
But this is that just that in theaters? It lists as a 2023, but is it just because it wasn't ever in the theaters before?
I'm guessing it's a new movie adaptation of Heart of Darkness.
Okay. Yeah, it shows under adventure. It doesn't say documentary. There's no information on it. Is that actually coming out in October?
So there's no way they make that movie correctly, and it's not like nearly 3 hours long, right?
Right. I'm just waiting for people to like watch it and be like, oh, this is a ripoff of Apocalypse Now. So this Hunger Games, as far as the art direction goes, this also has Jason Schwartzman in it. As far as the art direction goes, it looks better than the previous ones.
It looks all around. It looks better than the previous Hunger Games movies.
Yeah,
like those last.
I really felt like the last couple. Jennifer Lawrence didn't want to be there.
Yeah, and they felt like rushed. Like the production of them was rushed or something. Because like there's a montage sequence of the rebellion going on, and I'm like, this is way more interesting than like all this other bullshit that they're doing. I want to see them planning to like blow up this dam and shit. You know.
So the Aquaman is finally coming out in December.
My man.
Yeah.
So why was that one delayed?
Amber Heard. She's like the 9th down the list on the cast, too.
That's right. I forgot about that.
Dolph Lundgren is further up here.
They finished that movie before the trial, right?
Yeah.
That was like 2 years ago?
Yeah. Then Ghostbusters sequel, which you probably don't care about, but I'm excited about.
I mean, I'll probably go see it with you, but I'm indifferent about it.
Anyway, we're getting on into the 2024 then. So, and then there might be other stuff in beyond all that too. Who knows?
Do you think that untitled Sony Marvel movie is a what was that group of Spider-Man villains?
Oh, the Sinister Six?
Sinister Six? You think it's the Sinister Six movie? Because we know Rhino's in Craven. They got Electro and Vulture in that world, right?
Yeah. Are they missing anyone yet? Dr. Octopus.
Yeah.
They haven't gotten a new Doc Ock. Unless they just bring in... what's his name? Can't remember his name now. You know, who was...
Yeah, I don't see that.
2 other movies.
He's
above that.
Well, he's kind of old now.
That's true.
I mean, he was like 40 when they filmed Spider-Man 2, wasn't he?
Yeah, I guess. Anyway, let's wrap this up.
All right. So, if any of that is of interest to you, come back and check out our other reviews of that coming up. And also go check out our other reviews. What was the last review, Nolan?
The Machine.
The Machine. Really?
I believe so.
Huh. Anyway, yeah, so go check out reviews of that and come back for upcoming reviews because we're going to see lots of movies. So, until next time, thanks for listening.
Bye.
Toodles.